So now we had some very fierce and up the workers stuff from the splendid swing writers earlier. So taking that on board, and the more you think about the whole situation with the Krakens, the more complex it gets. And then your muse says, sit down and write this, and off you go. So this is the day the Krakens went on strike. When the Kraken catchers came back empty-handed, every one, and the Kraken pit fell silent, for its guests they numbered none. There were proper consternation, and they gathered on the shore. What's become of all the Krakens? Aren't they playing anymore? Then a voice as dark as doomsday from the far horizon came. 'Twas the matriarch of Krakenkind, Elizabeth by name. You can whistle for it, sunshine, you can holler all you like. We held a fair and legal ballot, and the Krakens are on strike. Held a ballot? Gone on strike now? Why on earth and what's amiss? Thought we had an understanding. And the Kraken gave a hiss. That's a hint, you can give a hiss. Hiss! Hiss, damn you! Hiss like Kraken! Good Lord, have you got no tentacles, a lot of you? And you call yourselves steam pups. Go on. Hiss. And the Kraken gave a hiss. Yeah, better. Work on that, we'll work on that. Like, they gave a hiss like the whole sea boiling over. Or a kettle boiling dry. Like a giant, angry badger tearing pieces at the sky. Anyway, you get the picture, like a thing that isn't nice. And Elizabeth explained, we've taken Union's advice, and you can whistle for it, sunshine, you can holler all you like. We had a fair and legal ballot, and the Krakens are on strike. Valentina, just last Wednesday, caught and captured fair and square, got released on proper schedule from the captive Kraken lair. She was barely halfway home when she got caught a second time, and the beggar wouldn't listen, so she said she didn't mind, but the littles needed fetching. And the whole thing was a mess and made her late. When she finally got back, they were in awful blooming state. So you can whistle for it, sunshine, you can holler all you like. We held a fair and legal ballot, and the Krakens are on strike. Decent interval, we're asking. It's not really awfully much. So we get to do our Krakening when we're not in the hutch. Once a week, without exception, and with proper rates of pay when the weather's grim, or if we're sick, or go on holiday. Where do Krakens go? I don't know. Anyway, then we'll come and play the monster for you till you cry, release! And between times, you'll be sensible and we shall have some peace. So consider our demands and take as much time as you like. We held a fair and legal ballot, and the Krakens are on strike. Now, I'd like to claim the Kraken catchers sorted this like gents. And they would have done if more than half had half an ounce of sense. But there's always one, and sometimes there are more, grieves me to say, who insists on spoiling everybody's fun to get their way. Valentina would have backed down, but the union held firm. She'd been pretty poorly treated, and they tried to come to terms. You'll consider our demands and take as much time as you like. We held a fair and legal ballot, and the Krakens are on strike. You've got to work on that. I don't know. You'll be no good on a picket line, good grief. Let the Kraken pit stay empty till you're willing to discuss some way forward that gives you something without exploiting us, cried Elizabeth. And Eric, Callum, Celia, and Piers waved their tentacles and whistled. Thank you! Till the sky rolled with their cheers. So the Kraken pit stayed empty, and the arguments rolled on, till the Kraken catchers realised the Krakens were all gone. Now you can fish for perch or pilchard, for piranhas or for pike, but you'll never catch a Kraken, for the Krakens are on strike.